is going on, everyone? Just thought I'd break down a few charts for everyone. Now, daily, I like to trade Euro USD daily on the FX market. It's kind of our weekly view right now, coming into what is potentially a supply zone, but we'll see. It's hard to tell what's going on. I feel like we've been getting mixed signals on the FX market. But hypothetically, we're bullish on that weekly. It doesn't look terrible. We are coming into this zone, and on the weekly, we probably have a fib that aligns with that. So let's check that out. Yeah, so we're kind of coming into that 78. We'll see. 68 ain't valid. Fibs are kind of my last, I don't put too much importance on them, but I do like it when they align with either a supply or demand zone. Let's move into our 4-hour here. We had a big push here, and I'm actually pretty sad. This is a trade I missed. This is aligned with the ECB interest rate, which they did raise the rate. So this was a beautiful trade. Had it marked up, missed it, sad about it, but we move on. But literally, we have been moving in a bull. Here's some intermediary structure, but our movements are here, low, high, and then kind of moved down into this zone, pushed up, closed above this intermediary lower high in the market, and then came right back down into our demand zone, which aligned, if I remember correctly, this aligned with the fib pretty well. Yeah, so aligned with that 78, and then pushed right up into our weekly supply zone. So amazing trade. Sad I missed it. Market's going to provide new opportunities next week. Now, the next thing I'm kind of seeing, though, this coming week, we'll see what the market decides to do. Here, this is kind of one movement, but I do see this low got broken by this strong bearish candle. So what I'm looking for this week, and we'll see what happens. I want to get confirmation on this entry before I take this sell, but I am looking for a sell, potentially back down. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But if I was going to take a sell on this, I'm going to be looking on some lower time frames for some kind of confirmation. And I would love to see another push up into this. So, maybe something that's, like this, and then a sell back down. But we'll see. I ain't going to fight the trend. Overall, our trend is bullish. So this would be kind of a counter trend trade, I suppose. But like I said, overall, we're in a bullish trend. I don't want to fight it. If I can find something clean, then I'll take it. Otherwise, I'm waiting for us to come back down and test some kind of demand zone on the Euro market. So let's see. Let's see what the market brings. I'm going to move on to some crypto real quick, if it'll let me. There we go. All right. Crypto on the weekly market. Let's go. Man, this chart looks crazy. Let me clean some of this up for everybody. I got a lot of old markups on this thing. Actually, some I don't even like anymore. So let's get rid of some of that. I don't like that one. Really, I'm looking at one thing here. A couple scenarios, right? For Bitcoin, yeah, overall bearish. We do have this weekly bullish push into this supply zone. So ideally, I want to see this thing sell off, and I want to be a buyer anywhere from, in the teens, right? Preferably would love to see something. I think everybody's kind of been looking at 10K to 15K. We'll see what happens. It is holding this 50 EMA, and it does look like a flag of some kind, but I'm not big on patterns like that, but it is kind of what it is. It looks like that. If we can push up over the 30K mark and get close on the weekly, then yeah, I think we're looking up at this retest of this supply zone where price had moved away pretty dramatically there. So we'll see what happens. I always tell everybody it's kind of if then scenario. So if we can break up, then we got clean candles to the left, and I think we can see a push up to 45 maybe. If not, if we don't hold, then we just watch our zones. We watch our demand zones. Is there going to be demand in the, 19 to 22? That's our next spot. And listen, with crypto, I'm only a buyer in these markets. Like I'm looking for sideways and bearish action for the next season or two, so I can buy. That's all I want to do. And then when we get these big rallies like we do in cryptocurrency, I want to scale out. So I'm the dollar cost average guy. I'm just gonna want dollar cost average into these breaks to new lows. So yeah, we break below that, then we're coming down here, but I think it would be a dream to come down to here. Would love that. Absolutely would be a buyer in these zones. So we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. I've got a little bit held right now, but I sold a good amount on these pushes. So right now I'm just looking to reinvest in that market. XRP, this is another one I've been chatting with my friends about. I mean, obviously we're pretty bearish push. We're holding this zone right here, this demand zone, in the what is our zone? 23 to 30 cent region. This is ultimately just consolidation and sideways movement, but we did get this bullish close over here, and we're holding that 50 EMA. I mean, I think the bullish scenario is we hold this EMA or even just this demand zone right here. We break below 40 cents basically, and I think we're heading down. But we hold this zone, and we get another close over here. I think we're pushing all the way up to 80. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy anything. I'm just telling you my thoughts on the market, which could be wrong. So take it for what it is. But that's my thought on that. I think we have to hold and then push up and get a close, and then it's up to the 80 cent region. Up to this, what I'm looking at is this supply zone right here. This could be we could look at this large supply zone for the market to either sell off again, or if we push through that, then like I said, these are if-then scenarios. Then we're pushing up into this zone. But I think the most likely case, and we'll see. I think the most likely case is that we're just going to move sideways. I'm not expecting anything huge yet, unless we get some fundamental news that causes this thing to push up, which often happens with crypto. You'll notice will be kind of bearish on it. Institutions will be bearish on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're throwing FUD out there just to buy crypto themselves, if you know what I mean. So that's my thought. I wouldn't hate to buy here, but if we can get pushes lower, man, I would love to be buying in the 20 cent region on that. And again, this is kind of long term, just dollar cost average in on these kind of old historic demand zones. So we'll look at H bar real quick. This is one my buddies have been buying. I bought a little bit of it. And look at this is an old zone I had. We had a good bullish push off this zone. Maybe it aligns with a fib, but once we created this, I thought, well, we need to be able to hold this zone and push off in order to be kind of midterm bullish on that. But it did not hold, and this was my other region. So I had given this out to some friends that, hey, if we don't hold this, we're heading down to, what is this, 0.03 to 0.04 region. And that's exactly where we're sitting. So my thoughts on this is that it's probably a good place just to move sideways for a while. Historically, there's a lot of traffic in this zone. I don't expect this to go to zero. So my guess is we could probably just see accumulation patterns and some move sideways. Maybe a pop. Like hypothetically, listen, if we can close over, what's our zone right here? I mean, if we can get a close over 0.073 on a weekly, like for whatever reason, if we were able to push up, boom, we push up, we get a close, pull back, and we can close over these highs somehow. What is that? 0.087. All right. Then maybe we're moving to the 20 cent region, right? Because we got all this right here to the left. This is all just clean candles to the left right here. Can I bring that in? Let's bring that in. These clean candles. There's not a lot of traffic in this region. So if we can break above this and create this is all in balance right here. So we can move up to that region for sure. But, it's got work to do. It ain't going to happen tomorrow. We've got to see it do some other work. And so I'd be a buyer there for sure in the short term. But currently, I'd be interested in just accumulating these regions. But that's my thought. Yeah, below this, there's just not much below that. There's 0, but I don't think we're going to 0. Am I looking at anything else? Let's just look at DXY real quick. So I got some zones on DXY. I know a lot of people are looking at these zones, so I'm not the only one. Is it JFX, JEAFX, or JAEFX? He's kind of looking at some of these zones as well. Notice his charts a bit. I like them. But look at, we have strong dollar pushes, and we can get into the fundamental aspect, you know, the inflation, interest rates, etc. But from a technical perspective, we're kind of sitting in between these zones right now. We have this supply up here. Hypothetically, we got a demand right here. So, like I said, I was looking for, I should have probably done this 1 second after I did the euro, but listen, if we can get a push from this zone on DXY, this could be our sell on the euro. And that's kind of what I'm looking at in the next week or two. If we can get those clean breaks to the downside, I'm gonna look to sell euro. Let's get rid of this stuff. It's old, doesn't make sense anymore. But like I said, look at, I got this boxed off. We're looking at this region, clean candles above, and we got some. Look at, we have a daily demand zone right here that I've refined down to on the 4-hour. But here's the stuff I'm looking at right here. Yeah, let's get rid of this. That's just one giant zone. So here are my 4-hour zones, but I've got to see it do work here. You know, it's below the fib. I'm not big on like fibs holding too much authority in the market. I want to see demand zones in market structure. So yeah, if we can do work here, then I think we can see bullish push, and there is a case for a bullish dollar. So these are kind of some of the zones I've had marked out. Let's draw this supply zone out up here. But we got some zones up here that we can look to. But if we did, like I said, I'd just be looking to target dollar pairs up to these highs. That'd be first thing I'd be looking to do. I think the most premium zone, most premium zone is going to be down here. So anywhere from, man, I would love to see the 101.5, 101.3, just because I love how it lines up with this fib. So when I'm approaching the market, I'm looking for supply and demand zones. The EMAs hold some weight. I like the 50 EMA, and the fibs, you know, those are all secondary confluences. Mostly I'm looking for price, time, and supply and demand zones. So we'll see what happens this coming week. If we do push up out of here this coming week, then I'm looking for that sell in the euro. I mean, the first stop, you know, this could coincide with that demand zone on euro that we were looking at. So this could be the first stop. You know, maybe we just push up and then sell back down from there. I don't know. Time will tell, but that's kind of what I'm looking at this week. Let me know what you're looking at. Maybe we can pull up a chart on it.